guys, just coming on here briefly to let you all know that the end of this video did get cut short just a tad bit. We were streaming live for Periscope when we recorded this, but if you do want to see the end that you did miss on here on YouTube, you can go to our Periscope, and I'll have our Periscope link in the description box below. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Love you.
All right, y'all.
What's up, YouTube?
What's going on? You guys doing okay?
We can edit that one.
All right, everybody. Hope y'all having a great day. We're coming on here for the first time as a married couple. Excited to have all of you on here. And those will be watching on Twitter and everything. Even after this live stream, we just came just to share a good few words with you, and just to get you connected, all that's going on in our lives and all that God's doing in our ministry. And just so excited for, this time, this season that, God's working in our lives, even in our marriage. And I'm excited. I have the best wife. Yeah. We call her Lady Tiffany, but that's my baby. That's my wife, Tiffanie Walsh.
Love you.
Love you too. Actually, it's amazing, our story. We'll probably share that and give some more testimonies and stuff like that throughout this time. But we're just going to open up and talk to you a little bit about about marriage, about, even some questions that you may have, some thought that you may have, things that you're thinking about. And we just want you to know that, we just have information for you. We have wisdom that God's given us, even through our experience. And one thing I said on here when we opened this up is that marriage is a good thing. And I know in today's generation and how we're raised, some people look at, I don't want to get married, but I want to cohabitate, and I want to do this and that. Well, we have a few statistics for you tonight. We're going to share with you, and it's going to bless you, I know, in a great way. So first off, just to introduce myself, I am Eric Walsh. I'm from Indiana. I came down here to New Orleans at Loyola, and I graduated from there and played baseball. And then I got connected to Life Church. My pastor, Pastor Mays Warren Jr., and it is his birthday today, so we shout out our pastor. 39 years of living. Yes, 22 years of ministry. So he's a great man of God. It's amazing because she was a part of that church before I was. Mm-hmm. How long were you there for?
I came there my freshman year of college.
So where'd you come from?
Sophomore year. I came from Houston. Whoop, Houston, Texas. Shout out H-Town. Whoop, whoop. But yeah, I came down to New Orleans to attend Tulane. I ran track there, and I got connected to Life Church. And
Life Church has been such a blessing for us. We got so many great leaders, so much great support. People that's been there with us ever since we were dating. And like I said, marriage, it's a growing process. But I think that, you look in the Bible says that, when he shows you, your wife, your husband, and the Bible says that, a wife having a woman, that shows that God favors you and he blesses you with that. So, and that's really your first ministry, as you leave your mother and father and join as one with your wife. That's where I think your relationship with God goes to a whole nother level, because you look in the Bible, it talks about how the wife is a reflection of a man. And that if a man's probably not happy, if a man's not happy, his wife's probably not going to be happy. But what he goes to, what he experiences in life, your wife, your husband, whoever it is, your counterpart will, support you, strengthen you, and pray for you. And I just think that marriage is a great thing. I know a lot of our friends, some of them are in, relationships, some of them are looking to get married. And I have a lot of friends, a lot of men that I'm connected to back at home that are married. They have kids, and they've been doing this thing longer than me. So I learned a lot from them. And one approach I took, even as I was growing in ministry, before I even met my wife, I just want to be well-rounded. I started getting books about marriage, getting books about children, because nowadays you don't know, you may walk into a relationship that God leads you in, and the wife that God has for you may already have a child. And if you're not prepared, to be a parent, then you may have a lot of catching up to do. But I believe, whoever God gives you, he'll give you grace for it. But I just think you always use wisdom in every approach. But some people on here may have questions. Some people may think that you shouldn't marry someone that already has kids. But there's a lot into that. And like I said, we'll share and express a few of our experiences on marriage and what we're looking for. So I'm gonna let the lady open up, and she can kind of answer. If y'all have questions, please shout those out. But basically, what were you looking for in marriage? Were you looking for a man? How did the whole process start? How you found me and all that?
Oh wow. Well, I think the first thing is I don't think I was necessarily like looking for a man, but I was just kind of but just like building my relationship with God before I sought out or found my husband, because I mean, I think the number one relationship that you can ever have is going to be with God first. And if you don't have that relationship, it's going to be hard to have any other relationship, any other stable relationship in your life, whether that be marriage, friendship, whatever type of relationship. You know, if God's not first, or if he's not the foundation of your life, it's going to be very difficult to, you know, have a relationship outside of that. So I think my first goal was to make sure that my relationship with Christ was where it needed to be, that, you know, it was consistently evolving and changing, and I was growing and developing just as a woman, so that I would be the right mate for when my hey, Evangelist Jessica, but I would be the right mate for my husband when he did come. So that was just the number one thing for me. So I spent a lot of time just, you know, getting into the Word and just really taking my relationship with God to the next level. And then I found my great husband here.
Yeah, I think one thing that a lot of people don't catch is, you know, she was, you know, growing her relationship with God first. And, you know, man or woman, if the woman you're looking for isn't faithful to God, then she ain't gonna be faithful to you.
Right.
And the same thing for men. You know, we always thought that, you know, men aren't faithful. You can't find them in the church. You got to go places, you know, that outside of the church to find a good man. Yeah. Well, that's not true, because we found each other in the church. You know, that was my testimony with my pastor. I was like, you know, when my wife comes, she's going to be a part of this ministry. Right. She's going to be a part of Life Church, because I want to be cut from the same cord, in line with the Spirit, what God's called and assigned me. But even look at my wife. I remember when she first approached me and met me at church, I led her straight to Elder Dominique, which was our college pastor at that time. I had no clue she was interested in me, but I just led her straight to Elder Dom. Thought she was trying to get involved in ministry, and literally I found out later when we exchanged numbers and stuff that, you know, she just, you know, was interested and wouldn't know if I was dating anybody or whatever. But that kind of kicked it off with our marriage and relationship. But I want to share a few statistics with you tonight, and I'd like to see what you all have to say. But the first one, because marriage is a good thing. That's what we're talking about tonight. Marriage is a good thing. It's a healthy thing. Yeah. And that's, you know, when God's favored you and he's connected you to someone that can bring your life to a greater level. The first question, I'm going to let you read that, and maybe I'll give the statistic.
All right. It says, what percentage of marriages are happy being together?
What do y'all think? You think 20%, 100%, 50%? Not divorces, but what percentage of marriages are happy? The statistic we found out...
35.
35, okay, that's good. 35%. Okay. 35 out of 100 couples are excited and glad to be in marriage. I hope it's more than that. 50%, 45. Okay. All right, we got a few. The one we found was 60%, and that's a good thing. 60%. Now, we do have a thing here. It did say that the rate of satisfaction in marriage is higher when the couple is in church attendance, when they're praying, when they have God as the center of their life, the center of their focus. And that's what's most important. I think out of 60%, hopefully 100% of those Christians were in that 60%.
Right.
But the main thing is that, you know, you have God in the center of your life, because if I come just as Eric, she's going to have a lot to deal with, because, you know, I'm a lot in itself with, you know, when I'm going through life. But when you have God in the center, no matter if I get on her nerves, no matter if she makes me mad, we're not looking for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Because life will have a lot of things. And, you know, when you get out to a new place, you know, and you have to find the person that God's given you and, you know, and signed and called, you know, to be a part of your life, there'll be a lot of attacks, you know, a lot of attacks on a lot of people that aren't happy for you or that are jealous for you. But the main thing is that, you know, when God leads you to someone, he wants you to be happy. He wants you to enjoy it. And then, so let's move to the next one.
Okay, do married individuals have a higher or lower life expectancy than those that are single or divorced?
That's a unique question. Is it higher life expectancy or lower? And the answer is higher. So y'all need to look for your mates. All right, we got a few high.
All right.
But yeah, higher is a good thing. So obviously I think there's less stress when you got someone to bounce it off and work life with, and then shucks, this, you know, two salaries, you know, two payments coming in. But there's a lot of things that go in marriage, and, you know, when you have two people, you know, you're stronger together. The Bible says that a third cord is not easily broken, and when God's in that mix, promise you can't be broken. You know, you may go through tragedies, you may go through some suffering, you may go through some, you know, things you have to, you know, forgive each other and get through. I know a lot of people, you know, deal with infidelity. You know, there are things that they bring into marriage that, you know, they later find out that they didn't deal with before. So now through marriage, you end up hurting each other, you know, trying to grow and do the right thing. But the main thing is just to get right before you get married and to go through that process. So I'm gonna ask this question: what factors help or hurt a marriage? there may be a lot you may be thinking about. What factors help or hurt a marriage? And there's a lot of things. We wrote down a few things. Go ahead. You want to share a few of those?
Well educated, decent income, come from an intact
That's right. You
family.
gotta make money. If you ain't making money, you gotta have a set salary. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, man, you gotta work. You gotta work. I always say that. So if you want a wife and you can't provide for her, you can't pray for her, and you can't protect her, then you're not ready. But you gotta pray, you gotta protect, and then most importantly, every woman I know wants to be provided for in the sense that there's a roof over their head, they got food to eat, they got time to go buy new clothes or new shoes. So you gotta have some money.
All right. Let's see. The other ones were religious, marry after 25.
That's good right there. Married after 25. Well, I married her before she was 25. She just turned 25 this week. Yeah, on Tuesday, right?
Yes.
The 9th. Yes, on Tuesday. So we celebrated that, and it was a great time. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, 25. Like I said, these are statistics. They ain't always your situation or our situation.
Right.
So she was married well before, and I think the main thing is when you walk in marriage, you have to know who you are, and you have to know, what you want, and most importantly, you have to know that God's led you to that person. And I don't care if you're 20 years old or 30 years old. You can walk into that marriage.
Yeah.
All right, you want to do this last question? Sounds like Roosevelt may be awake. You may have to go get him. But go ahead and do that question.
Okay, let's see. What percentage of marriages end in divorce that started as cohabitating first?
All right, so cohabitating. Yeah, what do y'all think? Cohabitating means obviously you're not married, but you're living together. A lot of people have the idea that, it's cheaper. 45. It's cheaper if we're going to get married, but we just want to live together. Or some people say, I need to try this thing out. If I can't live with you, then I definitely, can't be married to you. A lot of people have different things. What I would say is that cohabitating isn't right. I don't think you should try to play house, before you get married. I think that when you do get married and do it right, God gives you a specific grace for that marriage. If you look at statistics, they're very high in those that cohabitate and those that have premarital sex, that they end up don't working out or they don't lead to marriage. But what's the percentage?
It is 46% or greater.
So 46% greater chance of you getting divorced if you cohabitate.
Wow.
If you cohabitate before marriage. So that's a very strong statistic for those that think we should cohabitate before we get married.
Yeah.
We did not do that. We waited for marriage, and shortly after marriage, we had our child and stuff like that. But I told her, I said, I can't live with you because we're going to have babies before it's time. But we're trying to live, a pure life and, consecrated, waiting to get married, that we can truly enjoy, the gift of sex and having babies and starting our family.
Yeah.
And then finally, we got one more question for y'all. Thank you so much for being a part.
Yes.
This is our first night. We want to do this on Friday nights because it's date night. It's couple night. It may catch us, at the restaurant, at the mall, whatever y'all may be doing. But we try to do this early so we can get out and have our night as well. But we're grateful for all those that are coming on. And obviously, it's not just for married folk, but, you learn a lot. You learn from married people. You can learn from single people. You can learn from people that were divorced, that, are getting remarried, whatever it is. But I think that there's wisdom. And you get connected to the right source, to the people that are doing what you want to do. That's who you want to look to, and that's who you want to learn from. So then finally, the last question.
How many couples by percentage cohabitate before marriage?
It's a good question. How many couples by percentage cohabitate before marriage?
Yeah.
It's above 50%. Okay, that's
65.
good. That's
okay.
Good. Yes, 65%. That's very close. Very close. 50, okay.
50. All right.
It's good. So the percentage, it was